This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network, now in its 7th year. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, this is Alex and this is the Ramble, and we go until midnight tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Kravitz, the guy I love to talk to. Boy, do I love to talk to this guy.
Hey, Alex.
Because you're so worldly. You know, you're one of the smartest, most worldly people I know.
Well, you need to get out and meet more people.
Probably. Well, at this age, I don't want to. I hate the human race. So, you know.
Get a dog.
So you were telling me as we first started out, I mean, the happy news that you have a dentist appointment.
Yeah, I can hardly wait.
What? Oh, that's because of the missing tooth, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's not bad.
Well, first they're going to do x-rays and a cleaning.
Oh, I love that. Before we can get around to taking care of that tooth, we got to do some x-rays and cleaning. Right. And then they say, well, you know, we found some cavities. We better take care of those first.
Right.
And then, but you're going, I want to take care of this. This is what I came in for. Or right here.
Right.
That's what I came in for. I went in for a implant because I had a tooth pulled.
Right.
And I went in for an implant, and 3 years later, they started doing the implant.
Really?
Well, because they kept waiting for my insurance kept getting used up, and they found, oh, but first we do the X-rays. Okay, then you've got a cavity. You've got several cavities. We better take care of those. Oh, this needs replacing. And I'm going, wait a minute. Hey, what about the implant? We'll get around to that. They kept trying to play out my insurance. Okay.
Right.
And that's wonderful, but if they just spent $2,500 on my insurance, let's say.
Right.
I spent $2,500 out of my pocket as a copay.
Oh, really?
Well, of course. It's not like it takes care of everything. The only thing it takes 100% of is, I think, cleaning.
Right, cleaning and x-ray.
And they only allow 2 a year, and every dentist goes, you know, you have to come back in 3 months. No, I don't.
No, I don't. I'm petrified of the dentist.
Well, it got to a point where I had so much work being done on my teeth, like in San Francisco, that
right.
I to begin with, my doctor in San Francisco always gave me gas. They don't give you gas anymore. You have to beg for gas, and then they charge you for it.
Really?
Yeah. In the old days, they just went, hey, you want some gas? Yeah, boom. Because, number one, it shut the patient up.
Right.
Okay? You go into la-la land, and they go, open your mouth, and you go...
Right.
You are under my command, right?
I was going to UCLA dental school.
Mm-hmm.
And they would actually put me under just to clean my teeth.
Really?
Yeah.
Put you under?
Right.
Would they put a needle in your arm or something? No.
It's like a outpatient surgery.
Wow. You mean cleaning your teeth? Well, I used to take the gas for cleaning my teeth.
Right.
You know, because number one, teeth cleaning. The worst thing about teeth cleaning isn't any pain associated with it, although it sometimes get a little dicey.
No, it's that little picky thing.
No, you know what it is? It's boring. You know, they're spending an hour going, and you're counting the quadrants they're going through. Okay, I got through that side. Now I got through that side. Well, I'm halfway through now. Now I got that.
Right.
And then you always get a lecture from the person.
About flossing and brushing your teeth.
Flossing and brush. How often do you brush? How often do you floss? I lie to them now.
What do you do?
Huh?
What do you tell them?
Well, I tell them that, I brush twice a day and I floss every day. And they
So you brush once a day and you don't floss at all.
Oh, I maybe don't brush for 3 days. Fuck it, you know. I mean, I'm trying to do it every day now. What I'm trying to do is to brush every day, floss every day. I'm trying to do that. And the reason I'm doing that is the next time I go to get my teeth cleaned, I want to see if she says, you know, you haven't been taking good care of your teeth. You know, I want that. I want that lecture, and then I'm going to say, I've been brushing every day. I've been flossing every day. I've been rinsing out with Listerine every day. Fuck you. You know.
I wish I could say that to the dentist. I haven't even met the dentist yet.
Well, you don't want to be nasty to the dentist.
No.
I got nasty with mine once because it was what was it? I was getting a root canal, and she was just taking forever, and I was just, you know, to begin with, the thing I get tired of at the dentist is keeping your mouth open.
Right.
Because it starts hurting. And then sometimes to make sure that you can keep your mouth open, they stick a block in there. Have you ever had that?
Yes.
Little rubber block.
Right.
And then you're choking on your saliva.
Right.
Because that suction thingy isn't working too well because it's lodged in your cheek, sucking skin off your cheek.
Yes.
Our audience is probably disappearing now as we talk about this because they don't want to hear from you.
Alex, I went to the dentist once on LSD.
No.
Yes.
Did you do that on purpose?
Well, I was on the way to the dentist, and I ran into 2 buddies of mine, and they had just come from Uncle George.
Yeah.
Who was nobody's uncle, but had the best drugs in town.
Yeah.
And they had just coughed some acid. So I took a hit. And then I went, oh, fuck, I got to go to the dentist. And I thought, honestly, I thought that the LSD would know all by itself not to kick in until I was done with the dentist.
No.
Kicked in, I'm in the chair, and they leave me alone. And I slide out of the chair, I take the bib off, and I walk out of the dentist's office, and I never walk back in.
Really? Because I would like to know what it was like to get your teeth work done while you were on acid. I would think it wouldn't bother you because you wouldn't be in your body to feel it.
Maybe. All I know is I just didn't want to be there, and so I left.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then I didn't go back to that dentist ever.
Well, you know why you didn't? Because he would have gotten mad at you. Where did you go? I had an appointment with you. I leave for a few moments, and you're not in the chair anymore. Had they already put the Novocaine in or anything?
No.
So they hadn't started anything. And then I hate that when the dentist does that. That really pisses me off, okay? When the dentist says, okay, hold on, I have to go do a few things. I'll be right back.
Right.
What he's really doing, you know what he's doing, don't you? He's got somebody else in another chair.
Right.
Right? So now he's dealing with that person. I had this happen to me a couple of times ago when I got the implant. He said, I'll be back in a minute. A minute turned into about 20 minutes.
Oh, I bet. Easily.
You know, and I said to him, when the hell are you going to get me out of here?
Right.
You know, because they're going back and forth between 2 patients. They're trying to see how many. In fact, I have one dentist that had 3 people in the chairs at the same time. And he's going back and forth, back and forth. I mean, I have to give it to him. He didn't give a root canal to a person who didn't need it because the person in the other chair was getting one.
Right,
but,
right.
You know, I mean.
Still.
Yeah.
Still, to wait around for the dentist.
Well,
it's bad enough you have to go to the dentist.
Okay, my feeling is that for that kind of money, I want your full attention.
Right.
Okay, I deserve your full attention.
Right. Right.
And we'll be right back. You know, they say, well, we'll give you the Novocaine. Okay, we'll be back in a moment. After, give that time to work. And I'm thinking, listen, it works from the minute he put the shot in. It started working.
Sure.
You know, and by the time he gets to anything serious, it will have fully taken it's effect. Oops, excuse me, I'm belching here. Would have taken effect, and come on, don't leave me sitting here in this chair all the time with the bib on and the suction thing going in the side of my mouth. It's ridiculous. But is this a cheap dentist, or what is the deal here?
Well, I told them what insurance I had, and they said they'd take it, so we'll see what happens when I get there.
Okay. You may have to pay some of it,
It depends on how much work they have to do.
Is the whole tooth missing?
Yes,
Even the root?
I think so.
Uh-huh. And probably if the root were still in there, you'd feel it when you ate and stuff like that.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, you can look in there and see if it's. I mean, I guess whole teeth can be knocked out.
Right. Right.
Usually,
But I was only eating Raisin Bran. It's not like I was eating Captain Crunch.
Wait a minute. This happened. I thought you said you fell down or something.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, where did the Captain Crunch come in?
I was eating, not Captain Crunch. I was eating Raisin Bran.
Uh-huh.
And the tooth fell out, and I got up real fast, and I fell down.
Oh, so the tooth came out before you fell down.
Right.
Why did the tooth come out? That's strange.
It just fell out. Eating Raisin Bran.
There was nothing wrong. Was that tooth ever loose or anything else? Because
Not
I
that I
had
was
one.
aware.
I had one that was loose, and I refused to do anything about it. And I kept refusing to do anything about it. One day, the tooth comes out, and I figure it's a crown, right, from
Right.
the tooth. And I go to the dentist, and I give it to her, and she says, "Oh no, that's your tooth.
Right.
You just did something. It self-extracted itself." And I went, "Well, that saved me money."
Right. Right.
And they took
Right.
they took an X-ray to make sure there were no chips in there or anything, and it was fine. So,
So, it's 3 hours away, and I'm already a wreck. I wish I could take some Valium.
you're already a wreck. Well, don't be a wreck. I mean, remember this: you do have some say over this matter.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I don't know why we get very upset with doctors and dentists and so on about going to them, not realizing that really they're working for you. You're not working for them.
That's right. That's right. But they don't seem to get that.
Yeah, I mean, you've hired them to do a specific task. It's like
Right.
I consider dentists like carpenters. That's really what they do. They do basic carpentry on your mouth. all
Right. And then they
And-
got to send you out for a root canal
yeah.
and send you out for a cap. And
So if I hired a what do you call it, a carpenter to come in and build something, hey,
Right.
I'm paying him.
right.
Okay, do the job for me
Right.
and give me the best possible. So I got to tell you something. You don't have to deal with. You ever had to deal with a urologist?
No.
Okay, well you will eventually.
Thanks so much.
No, one day you're going to say, "Hey, I'm getting up 5 times a night to pee. This is ridiculous."
Right.
And so you will then go to the urologist. And the first thing that happens when you go to the urologist's office is they hand you a cup. Leave a sample so they can test your urine.
Right.
Okay, that's even before you see the doctor. Everybody that comes in gets the cup.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. So then you pee in the cup, okay? Now it's time to see the doctor. And you go in to see the doctor, and first of all he says, "Oh, there's a little blood in your urine
Right.
sample." And I go, "It's always there." Okay. "Oh, all right." He accepts that.
Right.
Because just an aging prostate can give off a slight trace of blood. Anyway, so now he then takes you into another room. He then sticks a needle in you and draws some blood so they can send it out to get what's called a PSA test. And then, for an encore, he sticks his finger up your ass
Oh, God.
and feels around. So I have always hated urologists. To begin with, I said to my regular doctor, what is it with urologists? I can't find one I like. And he looked at me and he says, they're all weird.
Right.
He said,
Right.
those are the weird people in the profession.
Well, also like a friend. I got a few friends that are doctors,
Yeah.
and they said they always knew who the psychiatrists were going to be, because they were the oddballs. They were the weird ones.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
anyway, so I never could find a urologist that I was happy with. I mean, there was always something. The last one I had before this one, you went into his waiting room and you felt like you were going in to get an abortion.
Well, really?
I mean, the place was it wasn't that neat and tidy and clean. And then you go into his office and there are papers stacked up everywhere, and and then he takes you in to give you the workup, right? And he loved doing the what do they do when they want to find out if whether you're having twins or not? Yeah. Anyway, he gives me one of those all the time, and then finally he decides that I probably have to have a a biopsy, because I may have prostate cancer. And I dropped him immediately. And I called my doctor up, who had recommended this guy who I couldn't stand. The one before him I hated. I absolutely hated. He got my penis infected at one point. And then I had another one before that who was crazy. One I went to that was holding court with all the nurses and the other doctors while he's trying to talk to me. But they're all coming in and they're all having conversations, and I didn't like him. So now this is going to be the newest one, and my doctor recommended this guy, and I went to him. And I love the guy.
Really?
The guy is terrific. He saved my life to begin with, because he said, I think you might have, I think we've determined that you have prostate cancer. Not bad, but enough that something has to be done about it.
Right.
So he sent me to this doctor who gave me the radiation and then the seeds. And now he comes back. So I we have to test me the other day. Okay.
Right.
Again. And he says, I'll email you tomorrow. So I figured, tomorrow afternoon I'll get an email from whatever. No, he sends it at 8:45 in the morning.
Really?
Yeah. No detectable PSA. Congratulations, I'll see you in 9 months.
Oh, good for you.
And he is such a nice guy. And my doctor did the radiation. I figured he'd do the PSA test, but they never got a hold of me. And he just told me, those guys did what they had to do. Come back to me now, and you never have to deal with them again.
Okay.
All right? And I'm just as happy. This guy is terrific. He's a pleasure to do business with. He writes nice notes to me. I mean, really. And I'm going, he can't possibly be a very good urologist because he isn't weird.
Right.
The only thing wrong with him is yesterday when I went in, the day before yesterday, when I went in to get the blood test and the finger up the ass and all of that, he said to me, the first thing he did was tell me how he had problem getting air conditioning put in his office and all the problems and he's going on and on about it. And so I had to get a hold of the city, and the city won't do anything about it. And I'm going, will you just stick your finger up my ass, please?
Oh, God.
But he's a nice guy. He's just terrific. And I'm so pleased to have him, because it was the one thing I've always dreaded was going to the urologist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I've never went, but I'm dreading going to the dentist. I think your viewers should tell us their famous dental nightmare stories.
Yeah, well, I used to love the dentist because he gave me the gas, and that put me out. When I was working in San Francisco, I was doing the radio show, I was doing a TV show, I was working constantly, and I did a morning show, so I was really tired throughout the day. And when I knew I had a dental appointment, I looked forward to it because it was the one time I could just completely relax, because he would give me the gas, I would go to sleep basically, and it gave me time to rest. And nobody could call me while I was doing it. You know what I'm saying? In other words, it was a shield against the world. And so I used to look forward to going to the dentist, no matter what he was going to do. But now they don't give you gas, and well, the great thing about gas is, folks, it's not that it puts you out, but it takes time and it distorts it.
Yes.
You know?
I always felt like when I got gas, that when it kicked in, I was flipping over backwards.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
And I would just go away. I would flip over backwards and leave the department.
Wow. Yeah, I just, so I enjoyed going to the dentist. But urologists, you have a treat. You have a treat. I hope you find a good one.
Right. Thank you so much.
I had one urologist years ago stuck his finger up my ass and went, "Damn it." I said, "What? These damn fingers are too short."
Oh, God.
And I thought to myself, if you're a urologist,
right,
isn't one of the reasons you go into urology is because you've got big fingers? Don't people go to the urologist conferences and go, "Look at these hands"?
Yeah. Hey, check out these fingers.
Look at that finger. Huh?
I can reach his Adam's apple.
And also, I wonder, this is the finger where we go, "Fuck you," right?
Right.
Why is that the finger they stick up your ass?
You know, I've never looked to see which finger they put up my ass.
Well, I know what finger it is.
Well, I don't, and I don't really care to know.
I see him putting on the glove, and then he's going like this, And yeah. But doctors are not fun,
No.
And
and the older you get, the more your life revolves around doctors.
Oh, Marjorie, literally my wife, it's a social occasion for her.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I have this dentist, and then I'm going to this doctor, and then I'm going to this and this. She has at least 1 or 2 doctors a week she sees.
Is that right?
Yeah. There's one for osteoporosis, and there's one for this, and there's one for that, and she's got a chiropractor, and she's seeing one doctor after another, and it's like a social thing with her.
Well, good for her.
I'm the queen of the ball. I'm going to another doctor. But I try not to go to doctors as much as possible. I mean,
me neither.
I know that there are certain doctors I have to see. I'm due to go in. I should go in and have my yearly with my doctor, and I have an eye appointment with my eye doctor because my vision is not as good as it was because I need an operation on my lids.
What do you need an operation for?
On my lids. My lids have to be tightened up here.
Really?
It's a medical thing, yeah. So it's taken care of by insurance. But then I thought, maybe I'll get rid of the bags too. But they're not that terrible, are they?
No.
No, okay. So.
No, do you really want to look like your face is stretched apart?
I'd like to get rid of this dewlap I've got. I'm getting a look.
Turkey neck?
Well, I'm getting a look like I should be on a rock in the Galapagos. Yeah. By the way, I couldn't come up with a word today because this drug makes me incapable of remembering things.
Which drug is it?
It's called pregabalin. You probably know it better as, I'm trying to remember, it's for neuropathy,
Lyrica?
It's a generic for, I can't remember the name of it.
Is it Lyrica?
Lyrica, yeah.
That's what I take.
Oh, you take that too. So it makes, you know what I'm talking about. You're a little loopy the next day, right? Yeah.
I take it twice a day, every day.
Really? And you get loopy from it?
Not anymore.
Oh, I do. But anyway.
I wish I got loopy from something.
So today, what I couldn't remember, right?
Right.
Was an organ that isn't needed anymore, like your appendix. If you were born without an appendix, you don't need it, right?
Gallbladder.
Gallbladder, I think gallbladder does something, but you can take medicine to take care of whatever it does, okay? And then tonsils. And I'm trying to remember what the word was. I couldn't remember the word. And I've been using it all my life. Do you know what it's called?
What?
A vestigial organ. That's the term for it.
I never heard that before.
Yeah. And because a joke I was going to make is my wife said, so, you want to have sex? And my reply was, well, my penis has become a vestigial organ.
Good night, everybody.
Which it has.
I mean, that's a great joke. Trouble is, you have to educate your audience to such a level.
You really have to understand
what
what vestigial means. And it was a word I learned from my father. So,
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, it looks like, I when I talk to you, the time just flies by.
Right.
Flies by. And we just talk about nothing in particular. And didn't mention comedy once today.
No. No, it's more like it's a conversation. It's a weekly conversation.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And let's do it again next week, okay?
All right, we'll set a date after we can say goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Pearl, right over
Stephen
there.
Pearl.
There he is. Stephen Pearl. Stephen Kravitz. I did Pearl yesterday. Why don't you change your first name? Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network, now in its 7th year. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Wait a minute. There we go. Oh, what happened here? That's happened once before. And I'm trying to figure out what the reasoning is here. Hold on a second. Let me do something here. Let me see here. I'm frozen. Alex, let's see, camera. Okay, then I go and I push it like I'll go with another camera. Okay, and then we do that, and then I do this, and I think we should be okay now. There we go. Okay, I don't know. Why'd that freeze? Why does that freeze? I have no idea why it freezes. I don't understand. I don't need this kind of stuff. But I know how to fix it, so what the hell, Anyway, I guess it's time to go talk to some people out there. Last night's show, what a cluster, what last night's show was. First of all, I want to say something. I don't like it when people gang up on somebody else. Okay? I try not to gang up on anybody. I may kid Phil, I may kid a lot of people, but I don't like to gang up on them. And last night I felt that a lot of people here unfairly ganged up on Robert Natale. So much so that I've heard from him today about it, and he's never calling again because, quite frankly, he says after the way he was treated last night by the panel, he doesn't want to come back. Now, I don't think it was the entire panel, but there were a few people there that were kind of being mean and whatever. Not the least of which was Phil. But Phil was having the fight with Robert, and I think it was just Robert, but he felt that some other people were also saying nasty things to him. And I don't think Robert was guilty of anything. I think he came and he found out that Phil was on the show, so he asked him some questions, and Phil didn't answer them. So, that was really what went on. But it got so ugly. And then today I hear from Robert, who was just absolutely beside himself because he felt that he had been treated poorly, not only by you, but by me as well, which I don't understand because I was defending him throughout the whole thing. But nevertheless, he was really hurt by it, and I don't like to see anybody be hurt by this program. But I got that problem, right? Now I got another problem with somebody writing me. And it's like the show's over at midnight, and when the show's over at midnight, don't send me emails trying to make the side of your argument or whatever. I'm through. I'm off the clock. You want to talk to me about stuff, you can talk to me about it here, but at that time I'm off the clock. Does that make sense to any of you? I imagine it does. Anyway, and I feel bad that Robert felt bad, and I feel bad that he's not going to call again because he is an intelligent sort, and I like hearing from him. But it's just I don't know. It's making me wonder about this whole thing and the way in which I've created it. If it's starting to get to a point now where it's hurting people, it's time to put it to sleep, or at least to recreate it in a new form. One of the things I'm going to do, it may be this week and maybe next week, but every Saturday night I have a very nice conversation, and it's between four of us. It's with Josh Wheeler, Patrick Blazik, and Kevin. And we sit around, we just talk. We just do a Zoom and we talk. We talk maybe for 2 hours sometimes. Maybe it goes even longer. And I suggested in the last week, I said, this goes so well. Let's see if we can kind of recreate it for everybody on the 10:30 show. So I said, one week, let's just do what we do. I don't know if we're going to be able to recreate it. That's what I want to find out. But we just got to forget that you're out there and just talk like we would talk with each other and hope that it works out good. So anyway, that's that's one of the things I'm thinking is doing. There are a couple of others, but this is what happened last night was not pretty, and was not happy with it in the least. Anyway, there are only a couple of people who want to get on right now, so let me just admit them to the show, and I have to let's see here. I have to make this view into a gallery mode. I don't know why I have to change that, but I do. And here's our panel. Hello, everybody. How are you tonight?
Hey.
Okay, you all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it going where you are, Charlie Wallace, in Texas?
Well, we had one day of cool weather yesterday, and now it's back close to 100. So
yeah. It was a pretty nice day today. I had trouble getting out and walking today. I don't know why. It was just hard getting myself out the door. But once I did, I took about 1.5 mile walk. But here's part of what I did. Okay, let me explain this to you. You know what that is? That's like a Visa card. A debit card with $50 on it. Let me tell you what happened, okay? Marjorie comes back and says to me, she went out to go get some pots or something at the local store. Who is Joe? I wonder who Joe is. Let's see, we'll find out here. Whenever I see somebody new jumping on here, is that you, Joe? Joe? I don't see anything happening. Joe is not, he's connecting his audio. Joe, are you there? Joe, going, gone. There we go. I got rid of Joe. Alan, what happened to Alan?
You got rid of Alan, not
but
Joe.
Joe is still there.
Joe is still there? Where's Joe? Oh, there is Joe. I tried to get rid of Joe. I went up here to Joe, and then I go put in waiting room, and Joe is now in the waiting room, and while he's in there, I'll remove him. Okay, there we go. All right, okay, don't report. Okay, good. Anytime I want to get rid of somebody, I have to go through a bunch of things. Anyway, I got this. Here's what happened. Marjorie got one too. How do we get $50? Well, we have to submit to a nasal swab and a blood test. Out on the street, up around 112th Street, they had this whole thing where they were doing this thing where they were taking blood tests, asking you some questions for a questionnaire, and taking blood tests and doing a nasal swab, what is going on here? Everything is going weird on me tonight. Jeez almighty. Just said there was some problem with my show. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so I had to answer a whole bunch of questions. Took about 25 minutes, questionnaire, and then I went over and they drew some blood. They couldn't get it out of my arm, so finally I got them to go through my hand here. And also they, let's see here, what else did they do? They did the nasal swab, both noses, And they said they let me know the results if there were any negative results. What is that? Who is that? Who is that? What is that?
Somebody's hacking or something. Huh?
What? I have no
I
idea.
like somebody hacking up a hairball.
Yeah, maybe it's somebody's signal here. I don't know. But anyway, so they gave us $50 for doing that. Yeah.
Sorry, it was me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. That was so we got $50 for giving ourselves up to medical science. This was like Columbia University was doing this. So what the hell? I didn't mind doing it. I thought it would be wonderful.
I heard the swab that you stuck in your nose, the urologist used on his finger, the one with short fingers. You were talking.
You don't. If you have to explain a joke, it isn't worth telling.
Other people got it. You were talking to Kravitz just now, talking about your urologist had small fingers.
Yes. Yeah.
So the guy with small fingers put a swab on his finger.
That's pushing it.
Okay, sorry.
That's stretching it.
Okay,
That's stretching
sorry.
it.
I
Saying
heard
that
the beginning. What happened? I heard the beginning of the show. Robert did he get upset?
He was upset. Yeah. He felt you were putting him down too.
Well, wait. Can I defend myself here?
No.
If this guy is hot, I'm going to say that he's hot. Didn't he say about a week ago? Oh, I was going to call in, but Tony was talking about his mother, and I didn't.
No, I didn't. I don't think I said that.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
that.
he said that. It was said on the air.
No.
I do. I remember it.
Yeah, he exactly said that.
No, he said he tuned in, and Tony was a little had a little too much coffee, and it was just
Yeah.
kind of
Okay.
Wait a minute.
So-
wait a minute. Hold on a
So
second.
wait. No, I'm going to say something.
No.
It's
Hey,
all right
hey,
for
it's
him
my
to
hey
make a comment.
Tony. It's my show.
Fuck you. I'm allowed to defend myself. He makes a comment about me on the air. I don't care. And Phil puts him down, and he.
There we go. Okay. I don't have to have him tell me to go fuck myself. Okay? All right. That's going to happen. It's not going to happen. Let me see here if Tony is still there now. Yeah, he can now join back. Are you going to be nicer to not tell me to go fuck myself?
Oh, because you're not
Wait a minute.
interrupting
Hold on a
me.
second. Hold on a second. Are you going to apologize for telling me to
I
go fuck?
apologize, but you're cutting me off while I'm talking.
No, I cut you off because you said fuck you.
Yeah, because you're saying no, he didn't. Well, he did say something on the air because you all said it.
No,
I'm just
no.
laughing because
No. What he
said
said.
something. I don't care.
I don't need this shit. You know, I really don't need it. What do I?
But I have a
this
sense
for?
of humor. He cries like a woman.
There we go.
He mentioned. Well, he didn't. He mentioned me on the air, and I didn't care.
All I said was
Nothing
that
about
he
you,
tuned
Alex.
in. He tuned in. He heard you.
Yeah, I called him a pussy.
Will you let me
But you
fucking
mentioned my
finish?
name last week.
Will you let me finish, Tony?
Yeah.
Can you shut up for a minute?
All right, go ahead.
I said that he tuned in and he heard you on coffee and a whole bunch of other things, and he just said it wasn't the night to call. That's
So why
all.
is he
Wait a
gonna
minute.
say that?
That's all
That's
he
it.
said.
If you don't want to call, then why put my name to it? Who the fuck is he to even say that? Don't call. I need a reason why he doesn't want to call.
Well,
You don't want to call. So that's like me saying,
okay.
I don't want to
Can
call.
I
because
say?
Robert
Can I
John
say
and
the
blow
night?
his
The
dick
night.
off
The
his
night
head.
that you were all amped up on coffee, I wouldn't
No,
want to.
but what I'm trying to say
Are
is
you
he
going to
don't got
listen?
a
Are you
sense
going to
of
listen,
humor.
Tony? Are you
He
going
doesn't
to?
have a sense of humor.
Sunni,
That's what I
Tony,
say.
are you going to listen to me?
Yeah, but he's an asshole.
I
How's
don't-
that?
Oh well, now you solved the whole
Well, he's
problem.
no. He mentioned my name. Oh, I'm.
You
Why
so-
even say anything?
you
then?
solved the whole
I don't
problem.
call. I don't say. Well, I'm
You
not
saw-
calling.
you saw-
Robert's on the thing again. I don't call.
Tony, you were so hopped up on coffee that night. If I was thinking about calling, I wouldn't have called.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes I'm joking. It's all right when I can't believe nobody has a sense of humor. This is fucking funny.
What?
man.
I have to have a sense of humor about running
No,
a show.
because
And
this-
and you know, you just did.
But here's a question. If I don't want to call, I don't mention that he acts like an asshole. I just don't call.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you're gonna mention my name, Robert, then I'm gonna fucking mention you, asshole. But he can't take it, then shut the fuck up. What's the matter? What, he can't tell? Oh, Phil yelled at me. Oh, my God. So what? Maybe you deserved it. What, everybody's got their knickers in the knot. Yeah, no wonder Lenny Bruce got fucking canned. The fucking get rid of you then.
What? What was that about? What did Lenny Bruce
He
have?
cries like a bitch. Well, I can joke around, but he can't.
What?
Yeah, because you want to censor people when you don't like what they say. But Robert can say whatever the fuck he wants.
Are you through?
Yeah, fuck you, Robert.
That's one of the reasons he was unhappy.
Well,
with
when
last
Robert
night.
mentions me on the air, I'll tell him to go fuck himself, so he can call me and tell that to my
He
face.
didn't mention you on the air.
Well, he said, well, I didn't call because he was all hot.
No, I was
I'm
saying,
joking,
no,
Robert.
I was saying
Nothing you don't have.
You're not listening, Tony.
I'm listening. I don't really care.
Are you finished?
Oh, I'm done. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's not towards you. I don't defend people like
Well, you told me to go fuck myself. Now I take
because
offense
you
to
were
that.
interrupting me about Robert when I
I
was getting
was
my point across.
interrupting you.
So don't take it personally.
Remember who runs this show, who pays
I
for
do.
the time,
I do.
who pays for the
And I
space
do
that
love
you're
you,
in.
Alex, but I'm allowed to defend myself. I take that back because I do like you. You don't have to get all mad at me. I just don't like, I'm just saying how I feel. I just think he's overreacting, that's all. What's the big deal?
I think you are.
Not really, because I'm just giving it back. He can't take it.
No,
That's the difference.
I think you're overreacting.
Well, I'm also joking too, but I have a sense of humor.
Quite frankly, I don't think this is a big game about who's the bigger man or who's a pussy and who's not a pussy.
Well, when he mentions my name, well, I'm not going to call him.
Did he mention your name personally?
He said it last
Wait a
night.
minute,
I
wait a minute.
picked on him.
Did
Yeah,
he?
he did mention that.
No, he didn't. I related.
Because
I related what had been said in a post that he sent me, in a message he sent me. So he didn't say it, Tony.
Well,
And I may have misinterpreted what he said.
Whatever.
And so you got a whole attitude about that.
Not really. I think he's an asshole, but that's just me.
How many times you have to say you think he's an asshole?
I guess as much as I want.
Well, not as much as you want on this show.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't say it then.
Please, I would appreciate it. The man isn't here to hear you call him an asshole. Okay?
Right.
And I don't like people being dissed who aren't here.
Okay. Well, I'll
Do you think that's fair? I would defend you if you were.
It is fair. Whatever. I'm not going to get riled up about it.
Yeah. Anyway. Anybody else have any? What?
Can we talk about something else?
Yeah, please.
Yes, please.
Well, I thought you had something.
I was just gonna mention that we've been on for 15 minutes, and the only person talking besides you is Tony.
Yeah.
He's talked a lot more than you did.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
So
unfortunately, there's no way that I can. I wish Zoom would do this feature where you could lower people's volume, and I could, I could mute him. Can I mute him?
You can mute me.
I can mute him. Yeah, but you can unmute yourself. See, once I mute.
I apologize for yelling at you, okay? I'm sorry.
All right. Enough of that.
All right. You should know me by now that I can change.
Isn't the weather nice today?
Is anybody else going to call tonight? Kathleen?
I mean,
I wonder if
I
Kathleen...
really am not a mean person, Alex.
Oh, Jesus. Can I just talk?
Yeah, go ahead. What do you want me to do?
I'm going to mute you.
I would do that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute you. All right. Okay. Anyway. Oh, Jesus. No, anyway, and I don't know if Kathleen's going to call tonight because last night I think she got mad at me because quite frankly, did you agree with me, Charlie? She was trying to say that race and ethnicity are two different things.
no, I actually agree with her.
Why do you agree with her?
Because race and to me, race depends on, I think there's three races. There's the Asian race. There's the what used to be called Orientals, and there's the African race. You know, and then there's the Caucasian race.
Well, there's also the Islamic race or whatever, the Muslim
Those
race.
are ethnicities.
Or Arab race. Yeah. But no, but those aren't ethnicities. You know, I mean, I disagree with you.
Okay.
I
I'm
think,
just-
in other words, okay, you go in to apply for a job, and they can't put this on there anymore, but they used to put race on there. What do you put in? If let's say you're Chinese, you put in Chinese. If you're from an Arab, you put Arabic. Okay. But if it says ethnicity, you probably say the same thing. So
I don't know. Last time I applied for a job was 30 years ago. So
yeah, but they did ask what race you were, didn't they?
back then, yeah.
Yeah, back then they
I
did.
think it's illegal now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But it says, but sometimes it said ethnicity, didn't say race.
A lot of times they'll
I've
say
never
both.
seen
They'll
it.
have both
I've seen
questions.
it. I've seen it. What?
A lot of times they'll have both questions on there.
Yeah, yeah.
I think on the census they did.
But I think
I think she did both.
yeah, I think she's mad at me now. So what am I doing the show for? So people can be mad at me?
No.
You know, I don't need to put up with that. Yes, John.
So race and ethnicity are used to categorize certain sections of the population. In basic terms, race describes physical traits and ethnicity refers to cultural identification. Race may also be identified as something you inherit, while ethnicity is something you learn. But that's technically not, that's just what it says.
It technically makes them the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah.
They're used interchangeably, but there's, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're typically misunderstood to be don't fit into unique categories that are offered on forms with check boxes. So race is more narrow, based on similar physical and biological attributes. Ethnicity is more broad, based on cultural expression and place of origin.
I was actually asked that today. When I got this card, when I got this
$50.
test with the $50, they did ask me, "What do you describe your?" I don't know if they said race or ethnicity. I think they said race, and I said Caucasian, and then I said, oh, I also had the choice of I prefer not to answer. So I said I prefer not to answer because I think that question. I think the reason the question was legitimate to ask in this context was they were doing a what do you call it? Survey, basically, of people who live in Harlem. And so I think race might have been an important factor. In other words, they're trying to say, okay, did you have your shots, for instance? Did you have your vaccinations? And to ask what race you are is important because they need to be able to say, hey, we had more blacks getting it than whites, or whites getting it than blacks, and Chinese are getting it in a disproportionate amount, So I think in that case, I don't think there was anything wrong with asking. Yeah.
Did they ask you where you lived?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I told them I lived here in Harlem. I gave them the address.
Did they ask, the question was, do you live in Harlem or do you live in New York? Or do you live in?
Well, they said we are asking people who live in this community. And so I said, they said, do you live in this community? And I went, yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a pretty broad question, isn't it?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I did it up on 112th Street, up near the Morningside Park, and that's still Harlem, So that would be the community they're talking about.
Yeah.
They weren't doing a survey of, there's some people, they said that were doing it downtown for those areas, but they were doing it for our area. So I don't give a shit. I got $50.
Just for a little swab in your nose and something.
A needle in my hand. Yeah,
Right on.
They
That
did
was
it,
easy.
they did the blood test to see if I had any what do you call it, antibodies, And they did the nose swab to see if I had COVID, which I don't think is going to come back, positive.
Did you go back the next day and get another $50? I would have.
Yeah, I guess well, no, but in our household we made $100 today
Yeah,
because
that's
she
right.
did 50 and I did
So
50.
that would almost pay for the tennis channel.
You're right. Very good point. Very good.
I know it's
point.
a touchy subject, so but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, in case people don't listen to this show often, and I imagine most of you don't.
I think everybody here on the show knows exactly what that meant.
What happened was my wife accidentally subscribed to the tennis channel for $110 a year. So you're right. Yeah, 2 of these cards and about another $10, and we got the tennis channel.
Yeah.
So, there it is. There's the whole thing on top of it saying activate your card, which
I don't know much about tennis, but if it's going to go on for a whole year and she's happy, I'll send you a $10 Amazon gift card and you guys can.
Well, I'll tell you what I do have here. I have a Costco $10 card.
Well, there you go.
I'm getting all these cards that are adding up to quite a fortune.
Must be nice.
Huh?
It must be nice.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
The only thing I get are bills.
Well, yeah, but I had to get a shot in my arm. Yes, Charlie.
I don't know if I told you this, but I actually got $75 for United Healthcare because I got the COVID vaccination and because I got the shingles vaccination.
Oh, really?
$50 for the COVID vaccination and from my health insurance company because they don't have to worry about me running up $1 million hospital bill over COVID.
They sent this to you as money that you could go out and spend?
Yeah, they sent me a card like what you have, and I can spend it.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Who is that? Who was that
United
again?
Healthcare has
Well,
our,
I have United Healthcare. Where's my fucking card?
I don't know.
I'm going to tell Marjorie about this. I think she should call United Healthcare and say, hey, listen, we got the shots. We hear that a friend of ours in Texas got a, $75 card?
It was $50
And
for COVID.
also we have the shingles vaccine, thing as well, vaccination.
I got both last year, too. I didn't get any money.
Right. Are
I
you?
got both my shingles and my...
Well, wait a minute. Are you United Healthcare?
No, Kaiser.
Well, fuck you then.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
I mean, the bonus at Kaiser is that you're lucky to be alive.
And you don't even get a Kaiser car anymore.
Oh, remember the Kaiser car? Remember the Kaiser Darren? It had
I couldn't drive when the Kaiser car came out, Jeff.
Wait a minute. It didn't it have lips on the front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Kaiser Darren is
The Kaiser
a
Darren.
very pretty car.
Yeah, but the lips
Wow.
on the front, that was kind of
Yeah.
ugly. Kind of looked
Yeah.
like the car could blow you.
But didn't the wheels like slide open?
I don't know. No,
Yeah, from the front to the back.
there was a car, which they made a movie about, called the Tucker, in which he did a lot of stuff which today is considered, he put in seat belts, he had, all kinds of safety devices, and made a much more safer car. Glass that would come out rather than break. Pretty good stuff. So.
Glass that would come out rather
Oh,
than...
I mentioned cars, so here comes Jack Bishop.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about pieces of glass flying all over the place.
Right, and he also had...
So if somebody hit your car window with a baseball or something that wouldn't break, it would just pop
Well,
out?
also you had headlights, but they also had a headlight in the middle. That when you would turn the wheel, the light would go in the direction that you were turning.
Like the way you're turning.
Yeah.
Well,
They only made 50 of them.
And long before my time.
Well, go see the movie Tucker. Francis Ford Coppola did a movie called Tucker,
Okay.
and there were only 50 of them made, and in this movie, I think he was able to dig up 40 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were still working. I mean, they're very, very valuable cars if you have one. You remember the Tucker, Jack?
Sure, I remember it. As an old car fan, yeah. They didn't actually finish 50 Tuckers. They had 48 or so that they put together, and then there were 2 that they never finished.
Oh, okay.
They were just at the factory. Hey, but I heard you guys talking about getting money today.
Yeah.
The Black Avenger beat all of you boys.
Oh,
Oh no, what happened?
What, he gave
I get-
blood? What?
Nah. Now they wouldn't want my blood because they said, "Wait a minute, this guy was in San Francisco in
This
the
week,
60s."
this week, I've been giving my blood a syringe at a time. It seems, because on Monday they drew it for my PSA, and today they drew it to do this thing. So.
Well, I got a call last week from a health screening service
Mhm.
that asked me to sign up for a 3-year. Oops, what's that? Hang on here. Asked me to sign up. See, that's my notice to get into the studio to be with Alex Bennett. Sign up for a 3-year study on a new drug.
Oh, really?
And they're pay. I have 4 visits a year for 3 years to the doctor's office. They're going to pay me $200 for each visit that's live. They're going to pay me $50 for each online visit, and $25 for when I'm supposed to call in once a month to give them an update on how I'm feeling. Little under $1,500.
And what is the drug?
Well, the drug is an antiviral for some kind of respiratory infection that we old codgers get. I never heard about it, but they got my name through my cardiologist. They were looking for men of a certain age who had bypass surgery.
Oh, you had bypass.
Oh,
Yeah, years ago. Man.
damn it! I haven't had bypass surgery. Now
You don't want it.
I
You don't
feel
want it.
unlucky.
You don't want it.
They break your ribs.
Oh, it's like being.
They break your ribs, don't they,
Yeah,
Jack?
you're-
Oh,
Well, they break the breastbone. They spread the ribs back. It's like being the.
It's like
Turkey.
it's like a barbecue. It's like a barbecue.
My uncle had it, Alex. He had quadruple, but it was bad.
I had a
take it from your-
I
they
had
take
a
it from your
quadruple.
veins for
Whether
the
you
knee.
have quadruple, what's his name? Letterman had quintuple.
That's a lot.
Letterman?
Quintuple.
I never heard about that.
Yeah, it's quintuple. Yeah. Yeah.
Is this new drug, Jack, the stuff they get out of the earwax from dogs' ears?
No, it's the stuff they get out of Trump supporters once they get through delousing them.
That's better than my line.
Yeah.
What was your line?
But anyway, so
Earwax from dogs.
you're a member of the Zipper Club, aren't you?
Yeah, because they have it in the chest. Yeah.
Yeah. The Zipper Club is responsible for me quitting swimming without a T-shirt on because it's pretty bad looking.
Well, let me ask you this question then. When you did that, was it a long recovery for you?
It took me about 6 months to get back up on all hind legs. I got a call one day from a relative who asked me, "Hey, how you feeling?" This was about a week after the surgery, and I told this guy, I said, "Look, today I feel so good I could whip any 2-year-old that came into the bar."
Oh yeah. No, I hear people say they feel great that way, but there's still a recovery period. There's no.
Oh yeah, but
question
the recovery, getting, like I said, back to full strength was about 6 months.
Yeah.
But I was weak as a puppy for about the first 3 weeks.
By the way, we have a new game we play here, and it's called "What is Brian Neary Eating?"
Did he bring enough for everybody?
Now,
see that?
now, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, what's that? Oh, there's a Kaiser Darren.
That's Kaiser Darren Kaiser. Yeah.
Yeah. Kaiser Darren.
Those doors are in the car.
They
Yeah,
slid.
The doors
Slide in.
slide. They
Yeah,
slide.
they slide up into the
They were
fender.
like those sliding doors in an apartment, where they slid into the walls. Yeah. But anyway, let's figure out what he's eating. You're eating.
The wall.
I say you're eating some kind of fruit.
Avocado.
Yes.
Mango.
Really?
No.
Mango winner.
Mango.
Bong hits for
Because
winner.
It wasn't green. It was yellow. Yeah. You like mango?
I love mangoes. Yes.
Mango like
Grew up on mango.
Yeah.
Mangoes and there's the second thing I'm eating tonight.
A lime.
An apple.
Apple.
An apple. No.
Granny
We're up
Smith.
on Mango Street.
Yeah.
Do you eat the whole apple or you just eat a slice?
No, the whole apple.
The whole apple.
With no Nutella. Remember before when I was fat, I used to eat Nutella all the time.
Well,
Wait a minute. I eat apples without Nutella, and I'm fat.
It's funny. I
That's
never.
what I said. I said before I was when I was fat, I used to eat the Nutella all the time. Remember?
I
Yeah,
never.
but I don't eat the Nutella. I'm just
I
fat.
never got into Nutella, but it looks like. What do you have there?
A chocolate peanut butter.
Like Hershey.
Hershey's Nuggets.
Hershey's Nuggets.
Yeah,
They
Sugar.
use that- don't
No
they use
good.
those little bars
No
in-
good.
Well, you know what we do every night? We do a
Good.
couple of pieces of sugar-free chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
so I can get my chocolate Jones taken care of. But the stuff has no carbs in it, you know. So why not? Or if it does, it's like a couple of carbs, and that's it. But yeah. But you're on this big health kick, right, Brian?
Yeah, and I'm getting injured. I got a pinched nerve a couple days ago. I haven't been sleeping at all the last couple nights.
Pinched nerves are just wonderful, aren't they?
I have like it feels like tennis elbow all the way up my shoulder blade, my neck.
I got one years ago, right back here. I just did something. I went like this, and all of a sudden, I pinched my nerve. Right, so I go to a doctor, and he says you have to go in and have somebody do some work on your back, and somebody did the stim and everything else on the back to get rid of it, to help it, and then I had to go to Canada, to the Montreal Comedy Festival, to do some shows from there. And I went up there, and I've got to tell you that when I got to the festival, and between the time I was at the festival and the time I left, I didn't remember anything.
Oh,
Right? I was so drugged up to keep me going. They said, here's a drug that'll help you. And I just, I did my show, I don't know how. And one day I had, I'm trying to remember who I had on my show, but I had some comedian on my show, and I went, and I blah 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 about the Montreal Festival, and I said, did you ever go to the Montreal Festival? He says, I was on your show at the Montreal Festival, and I couldn't remember the Montreal Festival. Yes,
Him.
yes.
Hey,
Or-
Brian, to tell you how you're going to feel, the second worst pain I ever had in my life after the heart surgery was a pinch.
remember?
No, that was a diddle because I passed it on to my grandkids. But was having a pinched nerve.
Mm.
Yeah, it's horrendous. In fact, when I was at the Montreal Festival, I would do my show, and then I would just go back to the hotel room and lie in bed and try to find a comfortable position that didn't cause the pinched nerve to bother me. And they gave me this drug, which then made me loopy, so I couldn't take it before I did the show, and it was terrible. It's just terrible. Yeah. Yes, Alan.
More proof that exercise is bad for you.
I haven't been exercising. On my healthy choices, I haven't been exercising.
Do I
Not
look?
like I used to. I have been a little bit, but not like I
Wait a
used to.
minute. Do I look like somebody who exercises, Alan?
No.
Okay.
Well,
I
if you're
didn't
walking-
exercise. I simply went like this to yawn or something, and the next
Really?
thing I know, I'm getting this horrible pain in my back. So
Yeah.
Alex always used to say on his show, your body, he would think your body was only used for so long, like tires.
well, no, my
So
feeling was
he always said that if you ever go exercise, you're wearing out your
well,
body.
I said this. I said this to what's his name, the workout guy. Remember him?
Jack
Jack
LaLanne.
LaLanne.
No.
Richard.
Richard Simmons.
Richard
Richard
Simmons.
Simmons.
Oh, you made it?
Richard
I told
Simmons.
Richard Simmons when he was on my show one day, I said, Richard, I got a theory. And he said, what's that? I said, and it's what you're going to remember now, Brian, that I said. I said that, if you don't use your body, it will last longer. And he was so shocked by that. I said, I don't work out because if I use it, I think you only have so many push-ups in a lifetime before you can't use your body anymore.
That's what Trump said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Welcome to your 50s, Brian. It's only going to get worse.
well, I've lived
I
pretty.
had shingles when I was younger. I had shingles
Really?
about 8 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's-
I got shingles, and
Usually-
I didn't
usually
think
an
I had
old
ever
man.
had what do you call it? The
Chickenpox.
chicken pox. But apparently, when I was a kid, I may have had a small case of chicken pox because I had a girlfriend that then got chicken pox, and I didn't catch it from her.
Huh.
Okay, so and then after that, I got shingles. So I must have had chicken pox or just a insignificant case of chicken pox.
Well,
That
if you were an adult and you had chickenpox, you would have known it. I had chickenpox at 30.
yeah.
Wow, that's late.
Wow.
Not
And
good. Not good.
a kid that I knew, little kid, 5 years old, gave it to me, sick for 1 day. Me, I was down for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I finally-
my girlfriend, when she got it at 23, I think it was the same thing. It was far worse.
Finally drug myself to a doctor because I didn't know what it was. And my doctor said, well, Jack, I think you may have chicken pox, but I've never seen chicken pox in somebody your age that was black. And from the way it looks, I don't want to touch you.
Exactly.
Because you were black or because of
Easily.
the
Well,
chickenpox?
because he was black, obviously.
No, I looked like the backside of a Nestle's Crunch Bar.
Oh, man.
Well, I just, I got the shingles right around my eye.
Oh, lucky you didn't lose.
And I had
Right.
I was in Mendocino and I went up to see a doctor who also wrote out marijuana prescriptions
How convenient.
and had some great pot up there. Oh, jeez. But he saw this and he said, "I'm glad you got to me because one more day and you might go blind."
Oh,
and he
yeah.
gave me the medicine and I took it and it went away. But it was like right here, right around the eye. So,
Yeah, but
And the pot was good too. Huh?
oh, the pot, oh, it made it so much better. So much better. Oh,
Yeah, at night, I had 2 pillows before. I went down to 1 pillow like last week,
Mhm.
and I noticed I was sort of scrunching up a little bit, and I think that's what did it.
Yeah.
And then I went back to 2 pillows, but yeah, it's too late. Like you said, Alex, I can only sleep on my back, and I'm okay. Side, and you try to move a little bit, and you feel okay, and then all of a sudden you just feel the pain start coming back.
I'd say go to a doctor and get him to give you a script to go see a physical therapist.
That's
Because
what
they
he-
will
yeah.
then do the like stim and so on. That was another thing that I learned that when I had this. They did the stim on my back, okay, which is they put electric pads on there and then they go bzz, bzz. They don't shock you or anything, but they kind of
wow.
knead the muscles as it were. And then I found that after it for the next day, the area where it happened was kind of achy. And I said to the person like who was doing it, "Why am I achy?" And he says, "Oh, that's because we're exercising the muscles." I said, "You mean you could take a whole bunch of these things and put them all over my body and have me just lie here, and I could do the exercise that way?" And he said, "Maybe, but nobody's ever said they wanted to." I said, "Try me," because I don't do exercise, and this way I can just lie here and after it's all over, go, whoa, what a workout.
I wonder if you could use that for masturbation.
Makes sense to me.
Why
Right?
Why did you bring it to that level?
I don't know. It just is. Because they use e-stim devices. People have used them in sexual things.
No, they
I
don't.
read-
No, they don't.
read
That's
somewhere.
for muscle.
I know what it's for, but people use it.
Where's the muscle on your dick?
It doesn't have to be on your dick. Imagine putting this thing on your nuts.
Hold on, my son needs to talk to me. Yes, son. Come on in.
Imagine having the electricity go through. Oh.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, kid. How you doing?
Is your
Okay.
daughter? I can't
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Son.
This is
All right. Was that his daughter?
No, that was his
Oh,
son.
with my son.
Oh,
We didn't see much of him.
because we shouldn't talk about masturbation.
No,
if
his
there's a daughter in the room.
yeah.
Yeah, as he's going into the shower for 2 hours.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, that reminds me.
How is Adrian, by the way?
She's really good. She's doing good. She's in 2 dance classes now. Actually, she's in 3 right now. She's getting out of 1, but she's in 2 right now. And the instructors are really good, really funny, really run around with the kids and work them, like really training them, turning.
Do they do a little recital when they're through with this?
They will, yeah. So actually, they're going to compete in January.
You're going to be there with all the other parents with their cameras?
Oh yeah, I'm going to beat some parents up if they talk shit. Yeah, Alex, you talk about not having a kid, but at the playground, the first time that another little kid pushes your kid, oh my God, I was ready to find the parent.
What you're going through is interesting, because what you're going through is something that people went through long ago. How old were you when you had Adrian, which is your
48.
48 when he had his first kid.
Wow.
So he's going through all this stuff now. It's a whole different learning curve, right?
Yeah, and then also Simon and Stephanie were 5 and 7 when Tiffany and I started dating. Mm-hmm. So I saw the 5 to 7, those grow up. And so now I'm sort of filling in the gaps because now she's 5. So now I can remember when Stephanie was 5 and now Adrian is 5. So.
Free training.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just wait till she's 14 or 15.
Wait till she starts.
You get a real learning.
Yeah. Wait till she starts dating.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Don't remind me.
Yeah.
I think every physical therapist I've ever had, I think that they're all sadists.
Well, what was it my friend David Feldman said in his act? That his daughter, when she goes out on her first date at 35, that he is going to sit down with the guy who's going out with her and have a little discussion and say, if you wind up having sex with her, you better take her out for coffee afterwards.
I'm just going to tell him I'm old, and if I go to prison, I don't care at this point.
I don't care. Yeah.
But 25 years in prison will maybe be better than what
it's going to eat you alive when she goes out on her first date. It's just going to eat you alive.
Yeah, but you know what? We have trackers. We have these hidden video cameras now. We have everything.
But the thing is, where you've got a problem is what it was like when you were growing up and what kind of a date you were. Okay.
Yeah, when I was part of the Three Musketeers with my friends when we were womanizing girls, my one friend got a girlfriend, got her pregnant, and bingo, the first he had was a girl. He deserved it.
I guarantee you, though, there's one great moment that'll come in your life. We have a 32-year-old granddaughter.
Wow.
And she has a 13-year-old daughter. And for Father's Day, I got a call from both of them. Mm-hmm. And after my great-grandchild said, love you, all that, my granddaughter said, Grandpa, because we raised this girl, Grandpa, I want to apologize for all those years that you and Grandma raised me, and I was such a hell raiser. And if any of the gray hair or bald spot that you have was caused by me, I'm so sorry. And she started crying.
Wow.
Because she's had that moment.
You ever get that, Jeff? You ever get that from your kids?
Yeah, all my granddaughters are the same thing.
Got that from both.
Everyone is a teenager. Yeah. As soon as they get out to be like 16, forget it.
We should have done this as a Father's Day show, shouldn't we? It's a little late for it.
Speaking about late, I got to run. I got to do a show. Catch you on the top of the hour.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
But I'll forget how to switch over if I don't,
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, okay. Thanks for calling.
Hey, listen. You know what I got for Father's Day, Bennett?
What?
A collect phone call from my grandson asking for $100. That's what you get for your grandsons and sons.
You know what I got for Father's Day? Nothing, because I never was a father.
Well, if you hadn't had that accident on the teeter-totter.
And I feel bad about that because they have this whole day called Father's Day, and I can't have anything to do with it.
Well, I have no biological kids, but I got all these kids that I raised.
Yeah.
And me and a pal get together who, like me, never had any kids, and we have a happy on Father's Day the week after Father's Day.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
We sit around and talk about, man, we may have missed out on some things that we would have liked, but we sure didn't have to put up with them diaper changes.
Well, do your kid, Brian, do your kids come and feed you breakfast in bed on Father's Day? They do that?
No.
No. Nothing.
They
huh?
no.
Zero.
It was Great
Never
American
have
Day.
breakfast in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Great American Day, so they were just worried about getting to the rides on time. Drive faster.
Kids, what do you want? You know?
Yeah.
Jack, thanks for calling.
Good to be here.
Appreciate
Catch you in a
it.
bit.
Bye. Okay. Anyway, Trucker Steve, you don't have any kids, do you? You just have that damn dog, right? Can you hear me?
Whoa.
Steve? Steve, can you hear me?
No.
No, you don't have any kids.
I can hear you. I have no kids. No.
No? Okay. Yeah, well, join the I Have No Kids Club with me, And I think, Alan, you don't have any kids, do you?
I have no kids.
Larkin, you have any? No. No. Charlie does, I know. Tony's lucky if he even had a chance to have kids. Anyway.
Whoa.
Now.
I'm behaving myself out.
A bunch of people here with no kids. This is interesting.
I got
I feel like an
And
orphan.
you have three, and how many do you have, Charlie? 2?
3.
3.
Oh, he's got 3
Oh,
kids.
boy.
Oh.
Yeah. Did they call you on Father's Day?
Yep.
Okay.
So my son called me at 6 a.m.
Oh, well, that was nice.
What did he call you?
It wasn't nice. What I said wasn't nice.
wow, really?
Why the fuck are you calling me at 6 in the morning?
Right.
Happy
right.
Father's
I
Day.
never get up till 10 o'clock.
Why? Well, why
Yeah.
did he call you at that hour?
I don't know, because he was going to work.
We're getting up at about
Good
the
job.
same time, Charlie. You get up at 10 there. I get up at 1 here.
So one sort of to bring the show down at the end.
No, sure.
One sort of good thing about having Adrian and having a real Father's Day again, because my mom passed away on Father's Day morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were having family and friends over, so my stepfather was out all night with his dad that just flew in, and then I remember saying goodnight to her, and the next morning was Father's Day. So
I'm
yeah,
sorry to
it
hear
was
that.
a hard day. So
How many years ago was that?
that was 1980.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was quite a while ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
You were pretty young then.
So I was 13.
Very.
So
It's funny. My father died before my mother. He died at 59. And I don't know if this is nasty or not, but I kept saying to myself, why couldn't it have been her? I would have liked to have had him to 100 because he was I just loved my father, just adored him. But she lived to be 100. And, I had my mother that long. So when she finally died, I just went, okay, she's 100, I mean, I had her for 100, I had her for till 100. And I can't be selfish and start crying and saying it's horrible because so many other people lose their parents at a much earlier age. So, I was very
my mom was
lucky.
37, and so when I hit 37, it freaked me out because 37, geez, 20 years ago or something like that. Man, I've lived so much more of my life than from before.
When I hit
more successful.
When I hit 59, I was kind of going, oh, I got to get past this.
Yeah.
Got to get past this. And by the way, my father died of something which today he would have absolutely survived. He had a pituitary tumor, which if you don't know where the pituitary is, you take a line here and a line here, where they intersect is where in the brain the pituitary is, which is very difficult to get to.
No, they go through your nose.
I know, because what happened was a few years later I met up with a woman and she said, oh, well, last year I had a pituitary tumor. And I went, and you're alive? Because my father died of a pituitary tumor. They were hacking him apart trying to get to it, and they didn't, So he died of that. And yes, you're absolutely right. They don't go through your nose. They go through the roof of your mouth.
Oh. Okay.
That's how they get to it. But they do pituitary tumor operations, breeze now. They go in there they do it laparoscopically. They suck the things out of there.
My father died in 1992 of a rare type of leukemia. Not so rare now. They have a cure for it.
Yep. So
That's medicine for you.
Well, here I am at 81, and I wake up every day going, well, what's going to get me? I mean, I got a note the other day from my doctor saying, well, we did your PSA test, and there's no detectable PSA. And I went, well, that's another bullet I dodged, you know.
This week.
Well, I go, but what is it now that's going to get me?
Yep.
You know, my heart's in good shape.
I think everybody gets that as they get older.
Oh, if you're healthy, you'll go to your 100 at least.
Yes,
don't scare us, John.
but then I look at my mother when she was 100, and I don't want to be that, you know,
Right.
drooling at some old folks' home. You know, I'm afraid of death, but you know, if I'm going to be alive and not know where I am, I don't know if that's living exactly.
That's no good.
So,
No good. I think once you get to 70, you might as well just start counting your days.
Oh no.
Well, I think the golden years. I actually think the golden years are your 50 to 70.
Oh,
Really.
the golden years. The golden years are 5 to 10. Okay,
My mother used to say,
those are the
"How the
golden years
people
where
say
everybody
they suck."
dotes
You
on
get to
you.
poo in your pants.
Yeah, and where actually the golden years are when you're 1 and you can pee in your pants or shit on your parents and they don't care. Isn't that
You know
cute?
what's funny though? You said 59. When I turned 50, I'm going to be honest because I'm not going to joke about it. I kind of feel ever since I turned 50, I don't take anything that serious anymore. Like I'm actually feel like my days are like actually like I'm like
Well, that's
you
very,
don't know how much
that's
longer
very
you
nice,
got.
Tony. But if you know me, I take everything seriously.
Yep.
Yeah, you know. But I mean, how Jeff? You know, getting old ain't for sissies, as Betty Davis once said. It's not easy, is it, Jeff?
No,
Because
I
there are
mean,
all the aches and pains, and you know, I got the neuropathy with the.
It's a survival game.
Huh?
It's a survival game.
Well, it's a survival
wanna win
game,
every
and
day.
trying to be as comfortable as possible. You know, all of a sudden things ache that never ached before.
Life is a survival game.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, my dad used to say, at least you could wake up. As long as you could wake up and see and be able to walk and get out of bed, be grateful for that. Because you've aged pretty well. You have your sight, you have your mind, and you have your body. You still can walk a mile a day.
And you're dead.
I walked 1.5 miles today.
I mean, not many people 81 can do, I mean, honest, like, you know, I observe a lot of people. I mean, that's what my dad used to say. He says, if you can do that, enjoy the day. Then.
Well, I never used to exercise, as I said, but I do now. I do 50 sit-ups a day.
Wow.
Oh, I know. Well, they don't say
And then
wow.
you turn
It takes
the
me
heat stem
50.
off.
It takes me 50. It takes me that many times to get out of bed. So that's you know.
End on that joke. End on that joke. That's good.
Yeah, end on a high point, but I still got 40 seconds, so I gotta somehow top it, you know. But anyway, well,
Yeah, I met it last weekend at my friend's house. He's taking care of his dad now. His dad's 91, his mom's 90. He takes care of both of them now. They're Vietnamese. They moved over when he was 40 years old. He worked at the Ford plant, and then he lived there for 40 years in Michigan and just moved to California just this last year.
wow.
It's amazing to speak to a Vietnamese that old and he speaks English, because usually they don't speak English. It's all Vietnamese. So to hear the stories that he was talking about is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Is your wife Vietnamese, Robert?
your
that
wife,
a yes?
your wife,
Robert.
Robert. Brian.
Brian, yes.
Oh my God, somebody's thinking about Robert tonight.
Sorry.
Yes, she is.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay. Hey, listen, that's our theme playing. Charlie Wallace, always good to have you here. You're always the first one waiting to come on, along with Trucker Steve.
Okay.
You can see now when you get to my age.
And thank you very much, Jeff. Always nice having you here. Same thing with our friend, Mr. Irving. Did I get that right? No, let's just call him Bong Hits for Jesus. Yeah. Hey, thank you very much to our good friend Alan. Boy, I'm just so out of it tonight. Tony! And to Brian and to Trucker Steve. Okay, I got through it now. All of you, give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you. Okay? There they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for tonight. We'll have another one again tomorrow night. It's a Thursday night edition of our show. Jack Bishop is next for The Intersection. He'll be here taking your calls on Skype at Gabnet Live. I'll see you again tomorrow night. 10:30, same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? And by the way, if you haven't done it, go ahead and get a vaccination, okay? Make yourself safe and the rest of the people around you as well. We'll talk to you tomorrow.